Welcome, everybody. Joseph Robert, a.k.a. Joe Camo here, guys, the fantasy football counselor. We are talking the studs and sucks, not only for Week 9 recap, we're talking mid-season studs and sucks. So we're going to recap. I don't care about last week. We want to talk. We're halfway through the season, so I want to talk about the recap of the guys that are busts, the fantasy football busts for 2020. We want to talk about the guys that are studs. I want to talk about every position and talk about the highs and lows of this season so far. It has been a crazy season, guys. It's been injury after injury after injury, and I want to talk about it. I want to dive into it. So as of right now, guys, we are into Week 9. Week 9 is finished. Actually, there's Monday Night Football tonight. Nobody really cares about the game. The Jets are playing. I probably won't be watching it. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, what a blowout last game. If you watched the Saints and the Bucks, I mean, that was insane. The Bucks couldn't get it going. Could it be the Antonio Brown curse? I don't know. Possibly. I mean, the Bucks looked terrible. I mean, their defense just was not holding up. The offense couldn't get anything. They couldn't get into rhythm, could not get anything going, which is really weird considering they have so much talent on that team. So a real shocker that the Buccaneers just completely crapped the bed last night in Sunday Night Football. So that was a big shocker. So let's transition here. Let's go into, we're going to go through every position here and talk about the studs and sucks at each position. I want to let you guys know I released a Joe Camo show, and why I love this show so much. I know why you guys will love it, because it's real sports talk. I'm in there. I'm getting really good interviews with people in the sports industry, from UFC fighters to actors that like sports to personalities and influencers. It's been amazing. I'm about 7 episodes in, and I just really, really love it. I'm enjoying the conversations, hoping you guys are enjoying it. Now, I am releasing it here on this show, but I implore you guys, I'm going to link it here below on YouTube, or just go to Joe Camo, Joekamo on Spotify, and in your podcast app. There's a purple podcast app. Head on over there, guys. Please leave a 5-star rating review on iTunes. I appreciate it. But go and subscribe. You're going to love the Joe Camo show. I assure you guys. Head on over there. Again, I'm releasing it here for a short amount of time. I haven't decided when. It could be a week, could be 3 months, could be till next season. I don't know, but you got to move over to the Joe Camo show to get that exclusive content. Okay, guys? Also, manscaped.com. Where's my trimmer here? Manscaped.com, guys. Christmas is around the corner, the holiday season. Get one of these trimmers, guys. Manscaped.com, but you got to use the promo code ShowerLion. You're going to save some money on it. So manscaped.com, you absolutely love it. You can shave around your balls and not worry about getting cut. You'll love it. Trust me, guys. Head on over to manscaped.com and use promo code ShowerLion. All right, so let's go here now. Quarterbacks, who has been good? Who's been the stud? Who's been the suck? Now, Pat Mahomes leading the pack here, looking phenomenal. 237 points. He is kind of the man so far, right? He has kind of been the guy performing on a high level. I mean, come to what to expect out of Pat Mahomes. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get top performances. Now, there's been a couple weeks where he's kind of dudded it out. I think there was like 1 week. He had one bad week. It was like week 7. But other than that, the guy's been rock solid. The leader, Kyler Murray. I know I went on social media, cut him up. Listen, I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. I mean, there's one time he blocked me because I was sticking up for fantasy. It is what it is. I think he's an arrogant prick. I like Tua. Congrats to Tua for beating him. I'm very happy Miami beat Arizona. So I'm not really a Kyler Murray fan, but he's been a fantasy stud. So give credit where it's due. Russell Wilson, rock solid. Josh Allen right now sitting fourth amongst quarterbacks in fantasy points. Phenomenal. I mean, last night's performance when he played on Sunday, it was great. 36 fantasy points. That's what we need. He had a couple mediocre games, 12 points the week before. But Allen's been pretty solid all season. Again, the Chiefs were sleeping on guys like Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers, the Chiefs were sleeping on him. I knew he'd have a big season, doing well. Deshaun Watson, Brady, Matt Ryan, Justin Herbert, a guy that was on nobody's radar, including not even being on mine. Now, I knew he'd outdo Tyrod Taylor. I didn't expect it to be this early and this fast. Now, his stats are great. They're like Pat Mahomes stats, but they're just not winning. They're not winning the games. But that's reality. We care about fantasy, and he's doing well. He's solid and consistent in fantasy production every week, week in, week out, okay? Ryan Tannehill cracking the top 10. Another guy people were sleeping on, didn't have a good week this past week, week 9. but it is what it is, okay? So those are kind of like your studs at quarterback. Guys that are crap in the bed, and the mainstream told you about these guys. They were talking about guys like Dak Prescott, but he's injured, so we're not going to use that. They were talking about guys like Jared Goff. I mean, he's crap in the bed. He's 18th right now amongst quarterbacks. Daniel Jones, a lot of hype around him, Mr. Fumbles, right? I just not sold on Daniel Jones. I knew that offense would not be potent in regards to passing. He is currently sitting 24th amongst quarterbacks in the rankings, okay? Not getting it done. Jimmy Garoppolo crap the bed. He's a suck. I mean, but he's been hurt, right? He's been banged up. So, like I said, with quarterbacks, you typically, what you see is what you get. Now, again, there has been injuries that have been hindering some of these players. But, again, the duds, like I said, are the guys I mentioned. Philip Rivers kind of dudding it out. Baker Mayfield dudding it out. Just sucks. I mean, Baker Mayfield, 25th. Again, he's kind of, I think he's been banged up. Kirk Cousins, 22nd amongst quarterbacks. Stafford, 20th. These guys just not performing good. But again, the guys I mentioned before, the Kylers, the Wilsons, the Josh Allens, the Aaron Rodgers, all doing pretty solid, okay? So it's good to get that. Now let's move on to the tight ends. Then I'm going to go wide receivers and I'll save running backs to the end. Who are the studs at tight end? And again, as projected, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller doing good. TJ Hawkinson, a guy that I had as a sleeper in my 16-round draft solution, top 3 amongst quarterbacks with 102 PPR points. George Kittle on IR now really screws him. I told you guys, do not invest an early pick in a tight end early. George Kittle crap in the bed. Hayden Hurst doing okay, 6th amongst tight ends. But there hasn't been a sensational tight end. Look at a guy like Mark Andrews, who's 8th amongst tight ends. He's only got like 85 points PPR. It's nothing phenomenal. So Mark Andrews is a guy, again, 3rd round pick. What a waste of a pick. Robert Tonyan, not on anybody's radar. He's cracked the top 10 right now after 9 weeks, right? Dalton Schultz, pretty good. And then you've got Gronkowski. He's climbing up the charts. He's 13th amongst tight ends right now in regards to fantasy points. Jared Cook sitting at 16th. Gesicki at 17th. But again, I mean, the guys that sucked, I'm probably going to say I got to give it to, I don't think Mark Andrews is performing on the level that he is. Even though he's 8th amongst tight ends, he still sucks. He's just not performing well at all. I mean, this is a guy, again, 3rd round pick. I don't like the way he's performing. Other guys, I mean, Zach Ertz went on IR, so that's not really helping his case. Currently sitting 24th amongst tight ends, so he sucks. Other guys here, O.J. Howard, also another guy that went on IR. Dallas Goedert, a lot of people putting weight. The Kinshasa is putting weight on him. He's crapped the bed. Jack Doyle's really done nothing here. Greg Olson's done nothing. Trey Burton crap in the bed. Tyler Higbee, a big disappointment, currently sitting 19th amongst tight ends. He sucks. I mean, he's really done nothing, 63 points. Again, we're halfway through the season. Some of these guys could come back and emerge, but I'm not seeing anything great out of them. So those are your studs and sucks for the tight end position. Wide receiver, huge disappointment, huge upside. And I told you, this is the year that wide receivers, whether it be rookie or guys that are going undrafted, or not necessarily undrafted, but guys that are coming off after the 5th, 6th round are going to emerge. And sure enough, it's been happening like that. You're getting a ton of value emerging. Robbie Anderson, a guy that I was saying is better than DJ Moore. People thought I was nuts. Currently sitting 10th amongst wide receivers. He's a stud this year, man. 141 points, nothing phenomenal, but top 10 in PPR, that's not bad, right? Considering I got him in the 7th round, right? But, I mean, the best wide receivers right now, Tyreek Hill, Adams, Metcalf, Diggs, Lockett, Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Ridley, Allen Robinson, and Robbie Anderson are your top 10 as of 9 weeks, minusing the whole week, the Monday Night Football game between the Patriots and the Jets. Listen, I mean, like I said, there's so much depth at wide receiver. I mean, you're getting good value. Terry McLaurin sitting 12th, Tyler Boyd 13th, Will Fuller 14th amongst wide receivers, right? So you're getting a lot of value. There's Chase Claypool, believe it or not, sitting 20th amongst wide receivers in fantasy points with 117 points. Mind you, you got that overinflated game, but still putting up solid points. A guy that was going undrafted. Justin Jefferson, 22nd amongst wide receivers. Now, as you remember, the mainstream Kashifas were telling you guys, Odell Beckham, round 3. Odell Beckham injured on IR, gone, right? Gone. Jerry Jeudy they had ahead of Chase Claypool. Devontae Parker, all these guys. Shark I thought was good value in 5th round, just hasn't been performing, right? Michael Gallup crapped the bed. He's sitting 45th amongst wide receivers. Mind you, his quarterbacks have crapped the bed. Other guys that suck. Let's take a look at it. Again, Michael Gallup, a big bust. Other guys, I'm trying to find a name here that's doing terrible, but everybody was on. Kenny Galladay, I'll take ownership, man. Just out, injured, 66 amongst wide receivers, but injuries have been plaguing him. So yeah, I'm including injuries, even though it's guys I recommend. Alan Lazard could have been doing well. He crapped the bed. The big suck is T.Y. Hilton, a guy that seemed like great value, just crap in the bed. He's been banged up now, just wasn't getting the value out of Phillip Rivers. Henry Ruggs sitting 94th amongst wide receivers. A lot of people were high on him going into the season. I said, stay away from Ruggs. I don't trust Derek Carr. Sure enough, he's crap in the bed. Again, guys, leave it in the comments. Let me know if you guys are on YouTube. Who am I missing? Who's been really sucking? Like I said, Odell, 4 years in a row, he's been busting with injuries and lack of performance, right? Just not getting it done. Who else is here? T. Higgins been stepping up, 29th amongst wide receivers right now. Not bad for a guy that was going undrafted. Juju, 23rd amongst wide receivers. That's really unacceptable. 114 points so far. I think he's got like 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. This is a guy who's coming off in the 3rd round. Really unacceptable. Julio Jones, a first-round pick, sitting 17th amongst wide receivers. If I had said at the beginning of the season, Robbie Anderson's outperforming Julio Jones after 9 weeks, you'd be like, yeah, right, Joe, unreal. I'm like, yeah, no, make sure you get Robbie Anderson on your roster. I'm telling you, didn't think he'd outperform Julio, but I knew he'd be good value. Sure enough, he is. Mike Evans, Godwin, all these guys banged up. Right now, Antonio Brown is there. Mike Evans, a 3rd-round pick, currently sitting 19th amongst wide receivers. Unacceptable, Mike Evans. I told you it's going to be a crapshoot there in Bucksland, right? And that, just they're not doing anything, right? They are winning some games. They had that big upset with the Saints, but Mike Evans, Godwin, I said, be careful with those guys. We don't know who the one is, but you guys are buying the recency bias. Everyone drafted Godwin in round 2. Everyone drafted Mike Evans round 3. They're not doing too hot, guys. They're not. And with Antonio Brown being there and Gronkowski in the groove, it doesn't get much better, okay? Let's talk about some studs and sucks here at the running back position. Alvin Kamara, pure stud this year. Dalvin Cook, stud. I was wrong about Cook, but Cook, I mean, at this pace, I don't see him being healthy all season. Just not sold on him. He has 201 points. He has missed a game or so. So Dalvin Cook still crushing it. Had some huge monster games. 12 touchdowns on the season. Halfway through. That's pretty remarkable. Again, I just don't see him sustaining that. It's crazy. Derrick Henry, James Robinson, top 4 running back after 9 weeks. That is insane. Zeke Elliott, Todd Gurley, people cut me up and sliced me up about him. He's been solid, 9 touchdowns on the year. Mind you, 3.7 yards per carry. Could be better. Yardage isn't phenomenal at 584, but performing really well. Mike Davis, believe it or not, he's up there, number 7 right now because McCaffrey was hurt. Aaron Jones, Clyde was there, and Josh Jacobs rounding out the top 10. Guys that crapped the bed. Now, I'm hearing, again, Christian McCaffrey's shoulder's banged up. I don't know if he's going to be back, what he's going to be out. Not really sure, but again, Christian McCaffrey coming off an ankle injury, I believe. Now, ankle sprain. Now he's got a shoulder thing. I got to check the updates. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll give you the news and notes as we get closer for our Starts and Sits show on Thursday. Guys that completely crapped the bed at running back. Let's have some fun. Let's dive in here. Nick Chubb, he's been on IR, set to come back in week 10 if they are playing. I'm not sure if they're on a bye, but I think they're playing week 10. I haven't looked at the bye weeks, but he's back next time the Browns play. Yeah, I think they should be going week 10. Austin Eckler, huge bust on IR as well. I mean, Eckler sitting 42nd amongst running backs, a guy that everybody said, make sure you draft. And I said, he's not a workhorse, guys. He's just not. Stay away from him, right? Miles Sanders, a bust, 32nd amongst running backs right now. Kenyon Drake, I mean, he sucks. I told you, done nothing in Miami. Now he's out with injury, wasn't performing even when he was on the field. Stay away. He's crapped the bed, sitting 28th amongst running backs. Christian McCaffrey, obviously injuries play a part, 26th amongst running backs. Obviously, Saquon, we know he's a bust. We know he's gone. He's been injured, obviously. But, I mean, Christian McCaffrey's back. Will he rise up to the top 10 by the end of the season? Yet to be seen. David Johnson, 23rd amongst running backs. He was out with a concussion in week 9. Again, David Johnson not performing on the level I thought he would, so I take ownership on that. But it's safe to say minus week 9, he was consistent double digits. It wasn't pretty. It was like 12 to 16 points a game, but constantly double digits, still not putting him up high. He's 23rd amongst running backs right now. That offense has been a mess in Houston. Maybe they're starting to make a bit of a comeback, but after some coaching changes, but again, bit of a disaster. So, I wouldn't say he sucks, but he's just not good, right? Leonard Fournette, 35th amongst running backs. Crap the bed. J.K. Dobbins, a lot of people drafted him in the 5th round thinking he's going to break out. I said stay away. He's with Ingram. Be careful there. Again, 39th right now in the rankings. Joshua Kelly, crap in the bed. I mean, I'm just not seeing anything here of a guy that's like, wow, like I'm looking at it. I mean, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, and Henry are that's it. Those, aside from that, everybody else is a bit of crapshoot. Like there's a big fall off. Like when you look at Dalvin Cook and then you compare him to Zeke, that's like a 53-point drop off there, right? So again, there's been so many injuries and so much uncertainty. It's been crazy. Oh, talk about a guy that sucks. Le'Veon Bell. The king of sucks. Where is he ranked right now? I want to see. This is a guy that everybody ripped on me. Like, he's amazing. He's going to go to the Jets. When he ends up on the Jets, he's going to do well. He's going to do the same thing he's going to do on the Steelers. I'm like, no, he's not the same running back on the Steelers, on the Jets. And then when he's off the Jets, he's going to crush it. He's finally on a good team. He's on a good team, but he's still crap in the bed. How many points does Le'Veon Bell have? I mean, he's so far down my list. I gotta search him here in my optimizer here. Le'Veon Bell. I can't even find him. Guys, help me out here in the comments. How bad is Le'Veon Bell? I mean, this is a guy like everyone's like, he's the best running back. He's the best. Well, I'll tell you, he's got 26 fantasy points on the season. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here after 9 weeks. Let me see. Let me pull it up in PPR. Yeah, man, he's just not getting it done. Like, I mean, last week 9, 1.3 PPR fantasy points. If you look at his last 2 games, I know you're saying he's not getting the ball. There's a reason he's not getting the ball, because he's not good. I mean, 7 yards in week 8, 8 yards rushing in week 9, right? 2 yards per carry last week, 1.2 yards per carry the week before. Unacceptable, Le'Veon Bell. This is a guy that came out and said he's feeling really good. He's one of the best running backs in the game. Obviously, he's not exactly how I told. Where's the mainstream now? Nowhere to be seen, right? So again, guys, a lot of uncertainty. We're halfway through the season. Stick it out. I mean, try to start your players. When you look at starts and sits for week 10 and beyond, try to start your best players, okay? Stay sharp on that waiver wire. If you need those players, we do waiver wire tomorrow. Again, guys, it's been a crazy season. So I had to just come on here and just talk about the studs and sucks so far. Kenyon, Drake, and Bell. Guys, again, Drake being drafted in the 2nd round. Bell being drafted in the 3rd round. Odell Beckham, 3rd round. All these guys, the mainstream contributors, were riding the train because of the name. How are they doing now? Okay, guys? Be sharp. Be smart, right? Again, I can't predict everything, but I can tell you that my outside-of-the-box thinking has helped me avoid catastrophic guys and guys that have failed. And I knew that you got to see the trends coming. Odell Beckham busted 3 years in a row. Why would you draft him again in the 3rd round? Why would you do that? When you see a guy like Robbie Anderson going with an efficient quarterback like Teddy, why wouldn't you look at him as a value play, or Chase Claypool, right? I mean, you gotta think outside the box, right? Justin Jefferson, he was a plug and play. Got a good quarterback to throw him. 150 freed up targets with Diggs gone. You got to see this stuff, right? That's why you got to subscribe. Make sure you guys tune in. Stay plugged in. Get 16 rounds next year. It's going to help you guys, okay? That wraps it up, guys. Studs and Sucks mid-season special. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Leave your starts and sits questions below for week 10. I'll try to get to as many as I humanly possibly can. And, of course, guys, the Joe Camo Show below. You'll love the show. Go and subscribe there as well. Okay, guys? It means a lot for me that you're here. We'll talk soon, guys, and I'm out.